Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is that wonderful day of the week where we get to stop spending money and we get to go back to work and start making money. Unless you're an auditor, in which case your mileage may vary. So as we all know, there was an update last night from Earl. Because we're going to keep talking about Earl. He's a useful foil. Advice. Ask your attorney before you say anything, ever, to the public about what's going on in your case. I hope, for Earl's sake, that that's what he did. That he ran his clip by his lawyer to make sure that it was okay for publication. Because you never know. You just never know what stupid statement you make that may be used against you later as impeachment evidence. Or as just direct evidence. I mean, you got to remember that anything Earl says can and will be used against him. Anything he says, ever. Doesn't have to be to a cop, it can be to YouTube. Anything Earl says can be used against him. But the impeachment part is the part that I'd be worried about if I was Earl. Now, you know, there's so much evidence of Earl telling, 4 different stories about his rape. One, apparently, I mean, if you believe Pigman Jojo, apparently he told the statutory rape version of his rape conviction on the stand as a witness at the trial of the cop who went into Batosai's car. They were trying to impeach him, and he told a story. I think that was the case. It might have been a different case. It was one involving Batosai where Earl was a witness. So I think it's the one where it was the sergeant who was charged with trespassing into a vehicle, but he kept his foot out. Anyway, so that'd be interesting. We figured out there's a 2-year statute of limitations on that. Probably. And it'd be interesting if that 2 years hasn't run. Oh, no, wait, it has, because that was in 2016. Damn it. I mean, good for Earl. But yeah, it can still be used. It can still be used to attack his credibility. That's for damn sure. There's just so much stuff attacking Earl's credibility. It's gonna be tough for him. He probably doesn't want to add any more statements out there into the public record to be used against him. That's my 2 cents, though. What do I know? I'm a first-year family law attorney. Anyway, on to the other stuff. Earl's big defense is the cops lie, and cops do lie, but it's rare, not unheard of, but it's rare they're going to lie under penalty of perjury. Doesn't happen a lot. That's why you don't hear about it a lot. Does it happen? Yes. You got to remember that there are lots of penalties, evidentiary penalties to the cops. You know, it's generally not a common thing. But in saying that cops lie, it doesn't address really anything in that charging document. Because you got to remember that the cop was basically telling what he had in, I think, 3 affidavits. One is the affidavit of Earl's ex-wife, who said that Earl sexually assaulted 2 of her daughters. Not 1, but 2 of her daughters. Now, we don't know entirely what that's based on. That might all be hearsay. Who knows? But what Mama can testify to is she came home with one of her daughters after Earl had been home alone with the daughter who has submitted an affidavit stating that Earl raped her. And when she arrived home, her daughter was in a state of distress. Her daughter claimed that Earl had raped her or stuck his finger in her vagina. And can testify to the account. Daughter had a knife. Daughter, excited utterance, the emotional state of the daughter. All these things can come into evidence past the hearsay exception. Daughter said, Dad was just trying to rape me. Literally moments after it happened, still freaked out of her mind, still holding a knife. That would probably be an excited utterance, and it would definitely go to the emotional state of the daughter. So there's 2 hearsay exceptions to get that in, as far as I know, depending on the way Texas does their hearsay exceptions. Then you have the testimony of the daughter who says she was raped. That is just direct eyewitness testimony right there. So that's 2 witnesses. Oh, then you have the other daughter who came home with Mom. I don't know if she's going to give testimony, but could be. And I think there was a 4th that was a friend who the raped daughter confided in, who may be able to provide testimony as to the emotional state of the victim. We were thinking last night that there may be a outcry exception, but that particular daughter in the affidavit who claimed she was raped was too old, apparently, for that exception in Texas law to work, unless I'm missing something. But we still have some corroborating evidence from the young lady who testified as to when they got the beds for the girls. That's a cat. That's a really fast cat. Thought it was a skunk. So anyway, there's quite a bit of evidence that we are aware of at this point. Now, to the best of my knowledge, they don't have to present everything on their probable cause statement. Once they actually file charges, then they got to throw everything on the table. This is everything we're looking at. Here's all the evidence we have against you. Here is any evidence that is exculpatory, blah, blah, blah. But just to get the probable cause, the charging document, they don't need to show everything they got. And they might still be getting more. We don't know. I mean, I don't know what it took them almost a year and a couple months to get. But it took them a while to get something. They were digging up stuff, I guarantee. Anyway, to rebut that, what do we have? Is Earl going to offer GoPro footage from 1996, 1997, somewhere in there? Did he film the incident? Doubt it. Is he going to offer DNA evidence? Doubt it. Did he have an eyewitness in there who was with him while he tried to assault his daughter, who's going to testify that eyewitness was in the room? They didn't even have a date, so it's going to be really hard for Earl to give an alibi or anything like that. It's going to be tough stuff. So at this point, I'm just speculating here, but at this point, I think we're going to have the testimony of Earl saying he didn't do it. And to counter that testimony, we have Earl's conviction of being a rapist. So there's already a propensity for rape. And for those of you out there who want to say, well, he made a mistake, and gosh golly, anybody could make that mistake. No. No. The vast majority of people in the world do not rape, have not considered rape. I have never once thought to myself, there's a lovely young lady, I think I should rape her. And it's not a thing. A very, very small percentage of the population is capable of rape, barring circumstances. You know, there could be some cultural thing. I know there are rape gangs in the various tribal wars in Africa, and you know, it's kind of a way of life. But there's a cultural thing going on. There's a lot of desensitization going on down there, dehumanization. It's a different world than here in the good old US of A, where everybody is pretty darn civil to each other. And we have a lot of societal mores against rape. It takes a special kind of person in this particular society to be a rapist. It's not a mistake. Well, you know what I mean. It's not like oops, I accidentally slipped and took you at gunpoint, handcuffed you, shoved the barrel of my firearm into your mouth and vagina, and then proceeded to have sexual intercourse with you against your will. That's not a mistake. That's an intentional act. There's a lot of intent in that. It's not a mistake. If anybody's telling you it's a mistake, then either they're just a liar or they're a fucking rapist. And you don't need that in your life. Anyway, so we have him. He's perjured himself on the stand, if you believe Pigman Jojo. I have no reason to doubt Pigman Jojo. The testimony that he gave is the story that I've heard Earl tell. So sounds plausible to me. And Earl is a liar. He is a congenital liar. He lies for the sake of lying. He lies all the time, every time. You know, there's a difference between people who, when their wife comes out and says, you know, honey, does my ass look fat? Oh, no, baby, it doesn't. Whether it does or it doesn't, you're going to say, no, baby, it doesn't. Does that make you a liar? No, it doesn't. That makes you a loving husband who cares about the feelings of his wife. If you lie every time, all the time, about fusion centers and jump drives and PTSD and speaking German and being a federal law enforcement agent and having been a U.S. Marshal and some other top secret federal agent, working with fusion centers, working for and with the FBI, etc., etc., etc. The guy's a congenital liar. If his lips are moving, he's lying. He never has two stories that are the same. So anyway, so to balance out the 3 or 4 witnesses that we are aware of, and the stories that they're telling, which are plausible, and they have nothing to gain by it. What do his daughters and his ex-wife have to gain by it? Now you can say, well, his ex-wife hates him. Okay, maybe she hates him. Maybe she's lying. Maybe she doesn't know anything about it, right? What does his daughter have to gain? What do his daughters have to gain? They have nothing to gain. He's not a rich man. They're not gonna inherit his fortune of a fucking camper and a 1990s Corvette. What do they have to gain? What is their incentive? What is their motivation for lying? Now, contrast that to what is Earl's motivation for lying. Earl has a huge incentive to lie. He's facing, unless I'm mistaken, like 25 to life or something. I think it's he's committed a rape in the past. I could be misunderstanding Texas law, so remember, I'm not an attorney in Texas and I'm not giving legal advice here, but my understanding is he's committed a rape in the past, which was a felony. He has just committed, I think, an F1 felony. And if you've committed a felony in the past and you commit another felony, it bumps it up one level. And after F1, then it goes to, I believe, 25 to 99 years. And I don't know if that even includes a possibility of parole. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Who cares? But anyway, he's got a huge incentive to lie, to get out from under that. So if he testifies, which if I was his attorney, and I'm not giving legal advice, but I wouldn't want him to testify, every fucking word that comes out of his mouth is going to be impeached. Impeach, impeach, impeach. You are a known liar. You have perjured yourself on the stand. Here is a legal proceeding where you said it was statutory rape. And it wasn't. You're a liar. On the record, you lied. Jesus, he'd be so easy to impeach. Anyway. But I guess him and his lawyer get to figure that out. And there's my 2 cents. Now, am I convicting him? No. There is still a chance. There's a chance. So if I was the last guy on Earth, would you have sex with me? If you're the last guy on Earth? Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance. And there's a chance that Earl didn't do it. But I'm going to play the odds on this one, and I'm going to say that Earl probably did it. Whether or not he gets convicted of it, Earl probably did it. Let's not kid ourselves. Anyway, that's really all I got for you today. I guess I could have more, but we've done 17 minutes, and I'm done. Hope everybody has a great week. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.